Outlander fans, the finale has aired, and Amanda and I are back for one last time this year to talk about your favourite show, our favourite show, Outlander Season 3. So let's quickly read the synopsis of what the episode was about. Claire is forced to play a game of cat and mouse with an old adversary as she searches for young Ian. The Frasers race through the jungles of Jamaica to prevent the unthinkable. Episode was written by Matthew B. Roberts and Toni Graphia and directed by Matthew B. Roberts. I am here with my partner in crime, Amanda Spears. What did you think of the finale?
So I guess Gellis was the Baccarat and is batshit crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to say.
Yeah. And then we finally had some of the tribal culture of Jamaica, which was fun to see.
Yeah.
We got the big wave, and we kind of got the new beginning. She definitely gave us all three of the things she promised.
She gave it exactly. I even had the same reaction when I was like, "Oh, Gellis is the Baccarat. Okay, I get it now. Oh, there's the big wave, and the end, new beginnings." I actually said these things out loud as we were going.
She gave them to us in order.
She's good, man. If not for nothing, Katrina Balfe, she's good. Good interview. Let's dig deeper and drill down into some of the parts of the episode, because I've got to be honest, there's some of it that I loved and some of it that I didn't love, and I think you're on the same page. So, just tracking through it, Jamie's been arrested. Lord John Grey comes to his rescue. But I gotta say, the way he was looking at Jamie, it was like Jamie was just a big, delicious chicken drumstick. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's like he had alternative motives, but he decided not to act on them.
Thank God.
Well, yeah. So it was nice to see that he had a friend, and at least we got like a full arc out of Lord John Grey as far as new characters are concerned, because the others just seem to be like, okay, have fun in Jamaica. Bye. And Martinique, where you're going now.
Yeah, but let's also talk about Lottie Verbeek as Gellis, because I thought she was great. I think she did a really good job. The episode prior, when we were reintroduced to her in Jamaica, coming out of the goat blood bath. This episode, she just really had it down pat. I did a little bit of research, and it looks like she did spend quite a lot of time an effort on her Scottish accent, because she's not Scottish. I think she's Dutch, but please don't kill me if I'm wrong. I thought she was fantastic, and if I had my way, I would be putting her in a guest actress category. I think she deserves attention for her performance as Gellis. What did you think?
Reading my mind. Yeah, she was absolutely perfect. I really wish we would have seen like her thought process behind. I would be curious to see how a woman in her living in the 60s decides she's going to put a Scottish on the throne, what she thinks that is going to accomplish.
Yeah. Yes. What are the motivations? Why is she so obsessed with this cause? Do we know this? I mean, as non-book readers, I don't think we have that insight necessarily of the motive.
That's why I supported a Gellis episode, because I just feel like there was so much we could have seen that would have been kind of fun to explore, but maybe it's best we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it was really fascinating listening to them talk, meaning Claire and Gellis, about their different experiences of going through the stones, like that's where the show becomes most fantasy-like. That's the fantasy element of it, that's the part that I love the most. And Claire is saying, I never had to kill anyone. I never had to sacrifice anybody to do this, but she doesn't really know how she has that power. And Gellis doesn't believe her, because she believes you do need to sacrifice it, because it's all that occult aspect. I loved that interplay. It gives me more insight about the stones and about how they can go in and out of different time periods. What did you think of that aspect?
Yeah, I loved how disposable her husbands were to her.
Yeah, like that one was my favorite.
Oh, he was my favorite husband, in the graphic details she went into it.
That made me laugh out loud.
So he did nothing wrong, but you still killed him. Like, okay.
Yeah, exactly, because he was just a pawn in your, like your, whatever you want to call it, your quest. But Then that also reminds me when Claire and Jamie are in the reeds and they're watching that tribal dance that you referred to earlier. I love how that ritual, that mystical element was intercut with, you know, the one in Scotland at the Stones, and
Yes.
beautifully
So
done.
anyone who has a problem with the opening credits, when they
Yeah.
changed them, it makes perfect sense now
Yes.
as these very specific places where you could travel back in time.
That's right. And that ritual and that mystical stuff, there's that connection between the two, completely different parts of the world, but really beautifully done. Props to Matthew B. Roberts, the director, and apologies for not remembering who edited this episode. And we could
The
probably look it up
editing, the
with
cinematography,
beautiful,
they're not listed
beautiful.
yet. So
No, so for us, because we recorded this earlier, beautifully done. I really enjoyed all that stuff. And one other thing I wanted to raise about this episode before we kind of talk about it generally is when Claire wields that knife and slices Galus, and then Galus turns into a dummy on the floor. So obvious that was a dummy. That was quite striking because we know
I didn't think she was a dummy. I thought it was more like the makeup, like she's like 200 plus years old, and like she was like
yeah,
ashing up a little bit. Her body was decaying quicker.
I like it. I like that. I think, well, let's go with that. That's heaps better than my interpretation. I just thought it was budgetary issues. But Claire is a healer, right? And she's so caring, and then she has to kill someone. And you could see that flash over her face. Katrina Balfe totally sold that. Totally deserving of all of her award
I just
nominations.
think that we began the season and we ended the season with two characters who we've known and loved and hated dying. And as much as Gellis was a part of the series, and we're going to miss her crazy, I don't know if she deserved the big ending that Blackjack never got.
Yeah, good point.
Because we got a battle with these two, with Claire and Gellis and Jamie and the servant who was there protecting her.
Yeah.
And it makes me think more, just looking back on the season as a whole, that they should have found the 5 or 10 minutes to really see Jamie and Blackjack battle and the sword go through the gut, or however he died, kind of.
Yeah. Why did they make that choice? We've asked this before, but they made a choice to not give us that payoff. And I think you're right. I would have preferred to see it that way too. Well, here's the thing about this finale. This is where it's all headed for me. I found it to be too rushed. I was not happy that we were watching the episode, my wife and I, and she said, because she's a book reader, she's like, I don't think they're going to be able to get through the book. I think it's going to go over into season 4. And I was thinking, oh, okay, that's good to know. And then 10 minutes later, it was done. It was over. Like, they rushed it. We had 3 episodes on the ship where I was yawning, thinking, come on, get on with it. And then we rushed the good stuff. And then we have about 20 minutes, half an hour of other stuff, like the big wave, and they had to get to the new Georgia. But we had 10 minutes of dirty talk, and I was getting really impatient, thinking, do we really need this? I'm sure a lot of fans loved it, but I was just like, we could have had more on the Galus stuff, seriously.
Yeah, I would have wanted a little bit more Galus and a little less of them describing what they're doing as they're doing it.
Yeah. Yes. It was a little soft porny for me, but I'm just, given that I was watching a huge fan in front of me watch this, she was totally into it and loved it and had a big smile on her face and thought it was really cute. And I'm guessing a lot of fans will think that. So we're probably in the minority.
We usually are.
We usually are, and that's cool. We fly that flag proudly. But I'm sorry, I thought that was a bit of a yawn. That was finally over and done with. I thought, okay, great, enough with the kind of the soft porn stuff. And then they're on their way, and then they get hit by the wave, and those underwater scenes were breathtaking. And then I was back in it. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, I loved that. And I saw them on Twitter talking about spending time in like these huge tanks. And I'm like, what are they doing? And I'm like,
yeah.
Like she accidentally hit him in the face or something. I remember reading. But yeah, it was really good.
and then they wash up on shore, and I have no idea what's going to happen. We all know, we're not book readers. And then the guy in the colonial outfit, I'm thinking, are they in Kingston? Are they on another side of Jamaica? Are they in like Martinique? And then the guy's like, no, you're in Georgia, you're in the mainland. And I was like, wow, okay. So now the next season will be in the US, or what was the US back then. That's exciting. It's your turf.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see Scotland as Georgia. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I've never been to Georgia. I have family who live there, and they tell me that what it looks like. I don't think it looks like Scotland. So we'll see.
They might have a better time with like Virginia because they have a lot more colonial.
Correct. Yes. But so you saw the teaser. Everyone gets to see the teaser for season 4. Not a lot said, but it looks like, yes, they've got new beginnings. They're in the US, and yeah,
they got a new set of clothes.
New set of clothes. You know, we were all really obsessed with that. What I'm looking forward to that. I hope that this new season can be a little bit tighter and a bit more. I just think there were some elements of season 3 that I had issues with, whereas I didn't have those issues for season 2. But it was still a wonderful season and one of the best shows on television. So I am looking forward to season 4. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what happens in season 4. And we know Murtaugh is somewhere in the colonies.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. We hope and pray that he will be back. And we know that Maria Doyle Kennedy has been cast as Jocasta. I don't know anything about that character, but I hear about her a lot. It's a fan favorite, and so I'm sure she will be.
She's a great actress. She's been on Tudors and Downton Abbey and
Orphan Black, and she's a wonderful actress. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll bring a whole new element for the show, and yeah. So look, where does that leave us? We always talk
the Critics' Choice nomination.
Congratulations to Katrina for her nomination.
Yeah, that's some great company. Elizabeth Moss, Tatiana Maslany, Claire Foy.
Yeah.
That's a.
I'm sure she realizes that that's not an easy category to break into, and she's done it again. Good on her. She totally deserves it.
Absolutely.
I'd love to see her win, and let's hope for the Golden Globes coming up very shortly. The nomination announcement. And Sam Heughan missed out, and that's no, his category is probably even harder to get into. And I think, Sam will always have the issue of that slap the stud syndrome that we talk about at Gold Derby. And perhaps maybe even season 3 was more about Claire than Sam. That's debatable.
But, yeah, I think that might have been the issue this time, is that she was just so focused, so much more the focus the first half of the season, it kind of more intercut with him.
That's right. But, to give him credit, as we've said in other chats about this season, when Sam goes there at those moments, he's magic. He's such a brilliant actor. And who cares what he looks like? It's all about how he inhabits Jamie. And really, by season 3, could you imagine anyone else inhabiting these characters?
No, thank God he is not one of the dead on Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh. So look, that's where we're at. I think it's been a really interesting season. I can't believe it's already over. And
we'll be back to talk Emmys about it.
Yeah, we'll probably have another awards chat in a few weeks about Outlander, and then the Droughtlander begins. Everybody, I'm really sorry that we're back in Droughtlander.
Don't even worry about the Droughtlander, because we'll have the Gold Derby. We'll have the Outlander Awards to keep you guys busy for a little while.
Yeah. We'll have plenty of coverage about Outlander. We love it. And anyway, thank you, Amanda, for joining me on this journey for season 3. It's been fantastic. And we'll be back again and again to talk more Outlander as the weeks progress. Stay with Gold Derby at all times.